Hey guys, Caleb here, and today I wanted to drop a small mini review of Idle Hands' new album, Mana. It was released May 10th on Eisenwald, and I also want to address last week's Possessed review, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, Idle Hands' new album. I heard this album reviewed on Banger TV, which, for those of you who are wondering, is my go-to source for metal reviews. I really like the way that team does their reviewing, and their reviewers said it was amazing. So I sat down and listened to one of the songs, and I really enjoyed it. It was full of everything I look for when I grade an album. Had a nice song structures, there were well played instruments, interesting, well written lyrics. Yes, I do pay attention to the lyrics, and it was catchy as all get out. So I decided to give it a very small review here. Now, as I said, this album is just filled to the brim with stuff that is going to latch onto your brain and it won't leave. It's really neat. It's incredibly memorable, and everybody does his part to ensure that it is that way. The guitar and drum work on here are really well done, and I enjoy the diversity and variety that they bring to the table musically. They can be a little bit harder and heavier, but then they can also have that moment where they pull back and they don't go all out, they restrain themselves, and it's really nice. Makes the album flow really well. It's nice to have that moment when you can breathe on an album and pull back and really appreciate the music for what it is. It's not the same riff done over and over again. There is some difference between the songs. On the downside, sometimes the vocals lack just a little bit. The good news is that it's very rare that they do lack, and for the most part, they're incredibly pleasing to the ear. But on a couple of the songs, it just felt like they weren't put forward enough. But that's an incredibly tiny criticism on an album that I really, really enjoyed listening to, and I wanted to give it its due diligence. I wanted to review it. I'm giving Mana by Idle Hands a 96 out of 100 on the YPS scale. Before I go, I want to address my Possessed review from last week. It's been getting a lot of heat, and I think I know why. I think I may have offended a lot of Possessed fans by giving it a less than perfect review. Look, guys, when I say this is a show where I give honest ratings to honest music, I mean it. That's what Metalhead Central is all about. Sometimes honesty is brutal, and sometimes it's hard to hear. The album just fell short for me in a number of areas, and I'm sorry if that upset you or made you angry. I'm also sorry that I'm a metal reviewer who looks for more than a crunchy, heavy riff. Why? Because music at its core is meant to move the soul of the listener, and it's meant to stick in your head. It's been 1 week since I listened to Revelations of Oblivion, and you know what stuck with me? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing from that album that has stuck with me. That's why I gave it a mediocre score. It's not that I don't like the band. Seven Churches is one of my favorite metal albums of all time. Why? Because they did things that would stick with you. Here, they just put out a mediocre album. That's just, at least for me. Maybe other people enjoyed it. That's fine. I didn't. I would also like to address some of the comments left. Now, I understand that not everyone on YouTube is a nice person. Why? Because we're human beings. But I do kind of like to give some people the benefit of the doubt and think, maybe it's wishful thinking, that they'll be respectful and show decorum in the comments section. I guess I was wrong to do that. But I do like to promote ethics, competency, and courtesy in my comment section. If I posted a review and it just didn't work for you, I do want to hear about it. I want to hear what you think I could improve upon. But I want to hear about it in a constructive and well-written way. It's called criticism, not hatred. To take something away from the comments on the Possessed review, someone told me that basically my face and voice were stupid. That was their entire thing. Oh, I couldn't stand your face, or I couldn't stand your voice. You know, rock on, keyboard warrior, man. It's not an argument. It's a reckless opinion. And I'm not going to tolerate things like that. It doesn't make anyone look good, but especially the commenter. It makes the commenter look very, very, very immature and foolish. It really does. I also got told that I should stop making videos. Sorry, but that's not going to happen. I really enjoy doing these. It's something that, I look forward to doing every week. it's really neat. I got told that there were qualifications for making these types of reviews. I didn't realize that there were qualifications. I thought that 15 plus years of musical experience would be enough of a qualification to allow me to be able to look at an album objectively and judge it based upon a few criterion. I also got told that I guess you don't own the Possessed album. And you're right, I don't, and I'm not going to. I'm not one of these metal fans that jumps on pre-orders, because if I buy an album and I find out that it sucks, or find out that I don't like it, then it's not like I can just box it back up and send it to Nuclear Blast and be like, hey, y'all made a bad album. It doesn't work like that. So then I'm stuck with an album that I'm never going to listen to because it was just terrible. I guess I could sell it on eBay. Maybe somebody else liked it. Maybe somebody else would want to pick it up. But I'm not somebody that jumps on pre-orders like that. So no, I don't own the Possessed album. Every album that I listen to when it comes out on Spotify. I stream it. And if I enjoyed it and it gets a high enough score, then I will think about purchasing it. If I didn't enjoy it and it gets a mediocre score or a very low score, I won't purchase it for obvious reasons. So with all that being said, for those of you who watched the Possessed review and enjoyed it, but maybe you didn't leave a like or you didn't leave a comment, but you watched it and you did enjoy it, thank you for your support. I make these videos because I do want people to watch them. And it's an added bonus when someone enjoys them. Now, I know they aren't perfect, guys, and they're never going to be perfect. I also know I don't have the best equipment. This is just me sitting in my bedroom with a little snowball microphone and iMovie is my editing software. I do not own Premiere. I do not own Final Cut. I don't own any of that. I have edited on them before, and they're very nice tools to have, but the fact of the matter is I'm a college graduate 1 year on, and I don't exactly have all the money in the world. So I can't afford to own those right now. So I make do with what I have. And I'm just happy that one person clicks on them. It's, like I said, it's something I look forward to every week, and I hope you do as well. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you all on Friday with my review of Rammstein's new self-titled album.